Okay, so like the title says, I'm going to make my crispy shoestring fries. So I already peeled the potatoes and they're in cold, cold water. And I keep them long. I just peel them, but I like the long ones. And so what I do is I take one and I use that side of the grater, right? So you start up on top and you go down. You do not go up and down because you're not grating them, you're slicing them. So you go like this and watch your fingers and try to get down to there. There's that. So it's only for one person, so I always do more because I can't use all of it because I can't go down that far or I'll scrape my knuckles. So let's see here. Try to get as many as I can. Oh, just a sec. I dropped it. I gotta rinse it off in cold water. Cold, cold, cold water. Okay, so let me put them aside. Okay. I don't want to grate my fingers. So what I'm going to do with these, okay, so here's some. That should be enough for a little bit. So I'm going to put the grater over here and the rest of those potatoes in case I need more. I'll see. Okay, so keep them in the water. Okay, so what I'll do now, this is the poop towel. I cleaned it all up. That's why you guys haven't seen me use the poop towel because I was saving it for this. Anyhow, we're going to keep that again. So put these to the side. So what you're going to do with them is you're going to cut them really, 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 really thin. And make sure they're apart. This is empty, so I'm going to put cold water again. Ice cold water. So, ice cold water, you cut them really thin. Like really thin. I don't have any fancy cutter. And then I separate them because I don't want any to, so you cut them really, 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 really thin. This is what I used to do as a teenager when I wanted French fries. Because I was in a small town, we didn't have no McDonald's or anything like that. And so when I wanted French fries, this was my French fries. Okay, so these are really thin. See how thin they are? They're really, really, they're sort of like our hickory sticks, right? So, cut them, make sure they're separated. And I put them in the bowl. Shoestrings, we called them, I don't know. Shoestring French fries that you buy frozen in a bag are a little bit thicker than these. But we always called them shoestrings. Can't call them hickory sticks because that's our chips. So. And you can see me cutting them, eh? Okay, so there's that. And really, 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 really separate them. Make sure they go in the water. You don't want two together. You want them separated. Okay, I got the pork in the oven. I wrapped it up with the cream cheese and that. Cream cheese, shredded cheese, and 1 egg, garlic. And I didn't have spinach, and so I just put Italian seasoning. Doesn't matter. I didn't want to buy a bunch of spinach when I only use a little bit, and I just put Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt. Took the pork loin, cut it like I did before, but I cooked that on my channel before, so, but I only put half because I only had one. I didn't put as much as last time. I put too much because the recipe, that would have been good for two pork loins, but so I only done half of the recipe, or the mixture. So anyways, here we are, we're doing our french fries. I'm gonna have, by the time these are done, my pork should be done. I figured out how to change the temperature and the time on it, so, because it was defaulted at 325 for 30 minutes, but I figured it out. I got it at 350 for, I think I put like 40 minutes or something. I wrapped it up in tin foil so it won't dry out. Put a little bit of oil around the outside layer of the pork, so it'll be okay. So that's cooking good. It's warm in here. I can't put the fan on because it's too loud and you guys would definitely not be able to hear me. I'm not wearing a mic right now because I'm in a small room, so you should be okay. I got it turned up. Tomorrow morning I'll wear my headphones again. Yeah, when I was at the mall, I went to the store where I bought the phone, and I wanted to know what the difference was, the S21 and the S22, hoping they'd say the speaker or something, but it wasn't. So next year, hopefully they'll fix that, because it's too low. No matter, you can't change the internal. I asked them, I said, can you change the internal volume or anything like that? And he said no. So I just find, but I like the picture. I mean, I know how to work the phone now. I don't want to change it, so I'll just keep on wearing the headset. Everybody said that they hear me better with the headset. I don't want to buy a speaker. I wanted that headset anyway, so I want something that I can use again and again, right? I don't want a speaker that I'm only going to use once a day. Anyway, you know, I like to, if I buy something, I have to use it a lot. So here we go. We're almost done because I just want a little bit. Leah's coming over after. Today's Thursday. Since I'm not doing any cooking Saturday, I'm just going to go over Laconda's and do my groceries. I figure this is something I never cooked on my channel before. I might download it tomorrow night or something. I don't know, or Saturday. But I'll tell you guys about it in the morning, and then I can tell you. So you can still see me, eh? Okay. This is the only part that I don't like doing, but I don't know. If you have some type of cutting machine or something, you probably could do this, but it has to be very, very thin. So the best way to control it is with your hand, right? Then you know. See, this is very, where's the camera? There we go. See how thin that is? That's how you want them. If you can find a machine that does that, well, but I don't know. I just, chopping machine, but you need them really, really, so I like to control it with my knife. Then I know that it's thin and they're separated, and you know what I mean. I like to be in control when I cook, not a machine. So anyway, okay, we're almost there. do a handful at a time. Anyways, I don't cook a whole lot. I don't have a deep fryer and all that fancy stuff. I'm old school. I don't have all that stuff, so I don't overly cook them or overly do my pot when I'm frying. Sorry, still talking here. Okay. So, cut these up small. The smaller the better, the crispier. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, thin and cut thin and sliced thin. Thin. Okay. And then my thumbnail, I'll do it with it on my plate. Because soon as they're cooked, I put them on the plate and I put salt immediately because it dries up it don't get soggy. And it dries up the oils. That's why when you see McDonald's, as soon as they take the fries out of and Burger King and all that, as soon as they take the fries, what do? As soon as they take it out of the grease, they hurry up and they put the salt on it right away. So, right away. Okay, so I'm almost done. Just a few more. I don't want them to turn brown, so I'm hurrying. Okay, so that should be good. That should be good. See? Okay, now what I do? Come on, get up in there. Okay, what I do now, I don't want to use too much of the poop towel. Not yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this down here. See? Now I'll get myself a fork. And I'll put salt on them. I'm going to keep the salt out, and I put some vinegar, pure vinegar, okay? So, put the vinegar. Now you could let them set in ice cubes, and you could have these set, right? You want that water really, 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 really cold. Now, you know water doesn't mix with grease, right? So, I take my poop towel. There's my poop towel. It was clean. That's from the starch from the potatoes. Make sure the cloth is really clean. And you take your fries. And you take your fries. Shoestrings. Okay. Shoestrings. Smells nice and vinegar. Okay, so dump out the water. Put it up there. Take your, you want to pat them down. You don't want water. Now, I got ready. I got a steel one for the cooked ones, and this to dish them out, right? So I got that ready, but I'm going to change the camera so you can see in a bit here. I'll move the camera. I just want to make sure that these aren't wet. Because I want to make sure that get them as good as you can. So I don't want that much water when you make them. So, see how they are? Okay. Now, let me change the camera. I want to keep the salt handy. Okay, and keep this handy. Gotta wait a few minutes because my, oh shoot. Because I'm using that burner. I'm using that. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys and put you over here. Just a sec, I have to lift it up because you guys might fall. Okay, I'm so you see nose, I'm using the, oh my, I'm not thinking, I'm using that plug-in for the oven. My thing's cooking and I still got 11 minutes, see? I still got 11 minutes, so I want to wait a few minutes. So I'm just using canola oil. And I got this old pot. I didn't want to use my new one, so anyways, I got the fries over here. And they're setting. Just waiting. Could put the oil in here. So I'm gonna put just enough to cover them. They have to be covered, right? Just enough to cover them. Like I said, I'll probably do half at a time. There. So about 3/4 of the water. Well, some was taken. I usually just do a handful. So I usually only do a handful. So there's that. I don't want to get that. Once it's hot, I drop one in, and if it starts sizzling, then you know it's time. It's time. So I'm taking the fries off the poop towel, and it's easier to grab from the wooden blocks because I want to grab and do it quick. And they're all nice and dry. There's my poop towel for the morning. There, okay. There's my poop towel. So now, I'm just waiting on my, I could shut it off and cook it for another 10 minutes after my fries are done. I could do that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So I had 10 minutes. 10 minutes left on the clock. Remember that. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn this on. Okay. And I gotta, just in case something happens, I can grab it and put it over there, right? Okay. Just in case if it's, so I'm warming that up. And as soon as that's warmed up, there you go. I put one, just to test. Then if it starts sizzling, then I know. So I'll get that on high. After they're done, I'll put them on a plate, put them in there, put salt, and then I'll take a picture, and that'll be the thumbnail. That'll be my thumbnail. There, okay. Hold up my poop towel. Might hang it up because it is kind of wet. Got potatoes left. Just in case I feel like having more later, I do the same thing, right? Okay, so let me get one tiny one. Put it in there. Nope. So as soon as that starts sizzling, then I know. Then I know. When I take it out, I always take it off the grease and then put it on there. Put it in that and put the salt right away to it. This needs washing too. I know it's long, eh? I know it's taking a long time, but I can't rush it. It's only 20 minutes. So I'm just waiting for that to get hot. When this starts bubbling that french fry, then you know. But I don't have that much grease in it, so it's not going to overflow and all that. I'm only going to do a handful. I'll probably do 2 batches. It'll take 2 batches to cook all those potatoes. Straight up on high. Come on, buddy. It's not like a stove. It's starting to bubble a little bit now, so as soon as you can hear it crackling, like popcorn. I used to make this. I used to do these. Oh my God, I'd eat them almost every day, right? Almost every day. And to separate them, I take a fork too. I take a fork. I keep them moving. Starting to bubbles. The bubbles are starting to come up now. They'll get really soggy if you put them in before the grease is hot. They'll get all greasy and lumpy. Like, ew, you can't eat them. And what we used to put them in is a paper bag, like a lunch bag, and then shake them, pick up all the grease, and then dump them on our plate and then put salt. That's right too. See, supper come back to me. So that's ready. So what I'm going to do, make sure I don't get my hands and separate them. Make sure I don't get any on my hand. And you don't move them around too much at first. You got to let them cook a little bit, right? There. So the fries are even layer to the grease. Hopefully I don't set the alarm off. I can't put the pan on. There. So half and half. And there's the other half. If I had a bigger pot, I don't want to ruin my pot. I could have used my big one, but then I probably could have put them all in, right? But it's even, let's see if I can show you. See how even it is? Okay. There. I don't know. I never ever use this to take them out. It might be too much. I might have to use that. That's why I got that, I'm not sure. Might have to take them out with the, anyway. As long as I don't have it smoking too much, I should be okay. Don't want to move them around. Once they're cooked on the bottom, then I try to flip them with the fork. This, I wish I had the ones with the hole. I went to Salvation Army. I got this one, cleaned it really. I should have went to the other one too, because the ones with the hose would have been better. But I can always lean it up against the pot and don't get that much grease. When I take them out, I don't want that much grease. So, let them cook brown. It's hot in here. So I had that. So these are Chrispy shoestring fries. That's what we used to call them. The crispy, I think the vinegar makes the taste, so it's not what makes it crispy. The crispy is because they're cut so thin, so small and so thin. So, try to separate them. Don't want to stir them too much. So they're going to take a little while. And I'll put them on my plate. And then cook my, don't matter if they're cold, I can eat them cold. It's only going to take another half hour to cook my, or 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes and that pork be cooked. 10, 20 minutes. We used to eat them with nothing. Just eat them like this. Come on. With no meat. Sometimes we put vinegar on them. Sometimes we have bread and butter. Bread and butter with it and put ketchup. That was a meal in itself. But we would make a lot of them, me and my friend. Oh my goodness. Well, you have to because they're so thin. But we had a bigger pot. So, and we'd only put, like I said, level the grease is only level to the french fries. Don't put any more than that in there because it is splitter and spatter and you could start a fire. Everybody talking about grease fires and everything. Well, if you don't do it right, you don't watch it, and don't put water with grease. Some people, okay, they're starting to harden up a little bit, so they'll cook fast now. They'll cook fast. I just hope it don't smell, or I can't put that pan on. Oh my God, it's warm in here, but I can't open the door. I never put the french fries in on top of the stove. You have to, once you take these fries out, it'll cool down a little bit, and that's when you never put I did it at first because the grease wasn't that hot, right? Because you don't want to splatter. Yeah, you can start feeling them getting hot or hard. Now I want them brown. I want them nice and crispy. But if you got one of those fryers, like deep fryers there, that's good too. But I got enough gadgets here. I don't need to get an air fryer and a deep fryer, and I have no room for storage, for one thing. And I really wouldn't use it all the time. I use that all the time. I use my electric frying pan. I use my oven. I use my grill. I probably won't use it all the time, but I will use it. The slow cooker, my toaster, my coffee pot. That's all I need. I don't want something that I'm not going to use all the time. Okay. You know? Turn brown. If I had a bigger kitchen like I had before, I could have all that stuff, you know, but my kitchen is tiny. My welfare kitchen. Now, once they start turning brown like this, you gotta really, really watch them. Like, really watch them because you can burn them so fast because it's so thin, eh? So, they start to turn brown, so keep an eye on them. And now this is to your taste. I like them nice and crispy. So right now, some people would like them like they are right now. But I like them really crispy. I probably won't use that. That's too big and I won't be able to. I'm just going to use that spoon. I wish it had holes in it though. That's the only thing, but it's okay. I'll get one. They didn't have them at Dollar Store, actually. I looked first. Then I went to Salvation Army, but next time I'm at the second glance store, they usually only have them for $1. Okay, they're getting crispy, Okay, so that's enough for me. So I'll take them off the grease now. Oh, there goes the fork. I'll take them out. I won't really show them because I show them on the plate, right? And they're cooking while I'm taking them out, so. I'll show them after to you. I'm gonna get the salt and get every one of them. on a plate after. Come on, this is a real welfare spoon. God almighty. Come on now. Should be able to get more than 2 or 3 at a time. Oh man, come on now. I don't want the grease to slow down, cool down this a whole lot. Now try to get all these. This spoon is gonna drive me nuts. I don't think it's bent. I gotta get a better spoon. A better big spoon. At one of those secondhand stores. This is wicked. I'm gonna have to do the last ones one at a time. And that means a good load of grease, but I want every one of them. You'll have a burnt one, right? I don't want a burnt one. Come on now, don't be this way. Try to get 1, 2, I've got 3 left. Little buggers. Come on, because I want to put salt on them. I want to put salt on them. Where did these ones come from? Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay, so put salt on them right away. And shake them up. Got it. Okay, now, for the rest of the french fries, right? I don't want to splash. So better behave and just do. I don't want to burn myself. Okay. This thing shuts off, so you know what I'm going to do? Shut it off, turn it back on again. So I want my grease to heat up again. Okay, so I've got all of them. And like that. Now I'll turn this back on. Come on, baby. I don't want soggy fries. Smarten up. I keep this and wash my fork and make sure I dry it off. Because I'll be putting it in grease. Okay. Cook these. I'll probably have 2 little burnt ones. But that's okay. We can get rid of them. Okay, so that turns back on again. See? I don't want to double. I'm going to put this on here. Reason why is I don't want a whole bunch of salt. I left them in there. I could just do one batch. I'll take a picture of one batch and then you'll know. That's so small though. I'll know what I'll do. Put it on a small plate. Take a picture. Show you and then take a picture. So it will be, because I got the same amount, so it will be double. Oh, a pond is calling. Okay, I'll have to decline it. Okay, so let me show you on a little plate. So I'm going to have double this, and then I'll take a picture and use it as a thumbnail. See? So they're nice and crispy. And then I'll put a little bit of salt after, some ketchup, and okay? So you guys have a good time. Good day. Cigarette time!